Old Musician's Blog 85. Yeah. Man alive, 85. Here we are back. Here I am back. Here we are back again at home after the trip out to Cedarville, out in eastern Oregon, out in the high desert. Very unusual and special place. And as with any kind of a trip, when you come home again and you find yourself back at home and all the things that need doing and everything, you realize it's kind of flying on a whim, flying on a wing, that you make your destination and you have your experience and you come back again, and it's here we are back again. There we were there, and it's always a relief to get back. And you look back on the experience, and there's a kind of a discontinuity, I guess you'd call it, in the sense that you made the trip into, it's almost like the window into another world, another kind of experience, a different kind of experience, a different kind of knowingness in the sphere of reality experience. And let's see, we started out, we decided on a convoy of 2 cars with Lucy driving with Naomi, and I driving with Doug. That is, Lucy would be driving and Naomi as a passenger, and then I would be a passenger with Doug as we drove, and we followed them, as Lucy's the most knowledgeable about the way and the whereabouts, and we made our way up the Highway 66 to Tubbs Springs, and this was the moment for Tubbs Springs where the dogwoods, every dogwood was so in bloom, and the trees are so green, and the water so clear. So many people come there to get spring water. And Lucy and Naomi wanted to play the drums, and I walked up a path by myself a little bit, and I could hear them drumming in the distance, so I saw a log and a stick, and I thought, well, I'll knock the log with the stick and drum with them, and I did that for a while. And then behind me, as I knelt on the ground, I saw a root, and I thought, well, that's interesting. I wonder how that sounds. And when I knocked on the root was so loud it reverberated all the way through the forest, and it was incredibly loud, like a pile driver slamming into the earth. And I drummed a few times like that. It was almost a jungle sound, and it was very special. And I don't know, maybe a bit irritating at the same time, because it was so loud that it overwhelmed the natural sounds for a moment. After that experience was over, we continued on, and we drove through the lava fields, and the lava with its strange textures. Doug and I wondered how come they called it a lava bed, because there wouldn't be anywhere where you might want to sleep at night, because every point is sharp. And we drove through the lava beds, and you could only see Scorpion Ridge, the petroglyphs, and Horse Mountain in the very far distance from there. And I found myself missing that experience of being able to see them close up, and hope we might come back that way on the way home. Still, in the moment, the flatness of the desert and the little mounds of volcanic protrusions were magnificent. And the scenery permeating your eyes and your sight in its silent reality was absolutely marvelous. And we drove past the Tule Lakes, and there were a whole bunch of pelicans and egrets. But the pelicans were so elegant. And I wished I could have got a video of them flying, but only got some still photos. And then we drove on through Alturas and over Cedar Pass to Surprise Valley, where apparently they said when they saw that valley, that was such a surprise that they called it Surprise Valley, as it's so flat and glassy with nothing there except for the lakes on the floor and the town, of course. And then all around the distance in a great valley is giant mountains with saddles carved out of them as though they were being bitten by some giant who enjoyed eating pieces of rock. All that was missing was the tooth marks. And we checked in to a very strange room in the hot tub in the Surprise Valley. What do you call it? A place with hot tubs where they have the hot water, hot springs coming out of the ground, and every place is steaming. There's these steaming pools everywhere, and everyone has a hot tub in their room. I don't much care for hot tub as I don't like to immerse myself in water much, as it seems to alter my equilibrium in a way that's a bit uncomfortable. I prefer to shower or something like that. Anyway, we had this giant kind of apartment place with the 2 bedrooms. Usually we stay where they have the individual rooms and the hot tubs outside, which is better really because we could have seen the sky at night. But still, it was a marvelous place, and we walked around a bit at sunset and felt the vibrations of the valley there, as it's right there in the valley, with the sense of anticipation that in the morning we would go to Truth Rock and hope and help the old wise woman to make her way to the rock itself that resides on the top of this small mound with a view of the valley in every direction.